She's back! She is back, baby! The streak continues!
The movie was absolutely terrible. It's not the single worst movie I've ever seen, but in every way that the movie differed from the beloved 1937 original, it was worse.
Rachel Zegler is going to be starring alongside Marissa Tomei.
Rachel Zegler's career is imploding right before our eyes as shocking revelations emerge about why her latest film project came to a screeching halt mid-production. What was meant to be her redemption arc after previous controversies has instead transformed into her biggest professional nightmare yet.
I'm the hottest person in the world.
An insufferable, whiny brat.
Industry insiders are now exposing what really happened behind closed doors, and it's far more explosive than the scheduling conflicts the studio wants you to believe. The trouble began weeks before the official shutdown, with whispers of tension bubbling beneath the surface. Crew members report Rachel frequently arriving late to set, coffee in hand, seemingly unbothered by keeping dozens of professionals waiting. A lighting technician confided, "It felt like she didn't believe she needed to be there, like she was doing us a favor."
The cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power and what a woman is fit for in the world. And so when we came to reimagining the actual role of Snow White, it became about the fairest of them all, meaning who is the most just and who can become a fantastic leader. And the reality is, Snow White has to learn a lot of lessons about coming into her own power before she can come into power over a kingdom.
What started as eye rolls during line readings and dismissive behavior during blocking rehearsals quickly escalated into something far more disruptive as the production continued. As days passed, Rachel reportedly began challenging the very foundation of the project, the screenplay itself. Despite the script being finalized long before cameras rolled, she allegedly demanded substantial rewrites, not to improve the story, but to better shape her character around her personal image.
Hollywood lets another one fail upward, because this is how it happens over and over again.
One insider revealed she seemed more concerned with how audiences would perceive her than serving the narrative as intended. The production team tried accommodating these early demands, hoping to maintain peace, but this only emboldened further problematic behavior. The breaking point came during what should have been a routine direction session. When given basic notes about delivery and timing, standard practice for any actor, Rachel allegedly lost her composure entirely. Eyewitnesses described how she raised her voice, accused the director of undermining her talent, and then stormed off set while still in costume. The most damaging part: cameras were rolling, extras were watching, and that explosive moment marked the beginning of the end for the troubled production. The fallout was immediate and devastating. A supporting actor reportedly refused to film their scenes with Rachel without a mediator present.
I've heard that really a lot of places don't want to work with her anymore, but I guess it's not all of them.
The makeup team allegedly created rotating shifts specifically to avoid her trailer. One assistant bluntly described the atmosphere as toxic, saying Rachel had transformed the set into a walking PR nightmare.
I'm a narcissist.
Meanwhile, sources claim Rachel portrayed herself as the victim, telling others she felt targeted and disrespected, a narrative that found little sympathy among those who witnessed her behavior firsthand. What makes this situation particularly fascinating is how it mirrors previous controversies surrounding Rachel. After her widely criticized comments about the Snow White remake, many viewed this film as her chance at professional redemption. Instead, headlines shifted dramatically from Rachel Zegler's comeback role to Rachel Zegler too difficult to work with. The pattern appears consistent, being perceived as uncoachable, demanding script changes mid-production, and ultimately having her behavior become the story instead of the actual project. The most telling aspect of this unfolding drama might be the deafening silence from Hollywood after everything fell apart.
That nobody watched, just like Snow White.
When scandals like this erupt, you'd typically expect at least someone from the star's professional circle to defend them, a co-star, previous director, or industry mentor. Yet with Rachel, there's been an eerie, calculated silence that speaks volumes. Even celebrities who previously name-dropped her at premieres have become noticeably absent from the conversation. When several A-listers who've worked with her were questioned about the situation, They either changed the subject or offered hollow responses that screamed, "I want no part of this." After initially staying quiet, Rachel's response only magnified the damage. In an ill-advised Instagram live session, she appeared in a hoodie, using a blend of sarcasm and defiance rather than showing reflection or accountability. Viewers were stunned as she made comments like, "Everyone's just ignoring my phone calls, whatever, it's chill, I don't even care," complete with dismissive eye rolls. She then casually mentioned upcoming talk show appearances where she planned to discuss them, smirking as if threatening the production team. This social media meltdown reportedly happened against her team's explicit advice, with sources claiming her representatives had drafted a formal apology that she refused to deliver. The consequences extend far beyond bad publicity. Insiders say the studio's legal team immediately mobilized after her social media posts, reviewing whether she had violated confidentiality and non-disparagement clauses in her contract. The production company reportedly began documenting everything: time-stamped posts, internal messages, and interviews with cast and crew who felt undermined.
I mean, people thought my whole trajectory was fake, and sometimes I wake up and I think my whole trajectory is fake, but it's just a testament to taking chances.
One assistant allegedly reported feeling genuinely unsafe when Rachel yelled during a blocked scene. This isn't just reputation damage, it's potential legal exposure that could cost millions.
Sound like I hear a couple of people, too.
Online, the situation spiraled further out of control. Hashtags like #replace Zegler started trending, and fan edits digitally replaced her with other actresses. Through it all, the studio maintained complete silence, often a sign of behind-the-scenes legal negotiations. One source close to an executive producer revealed, "This has become a containment situation. It's not about finishing the movie anymore, it's about making sure it doesn't bankrupt anyone." Insurance providers can refuse to cover losses related to talent disruptions, meaning Rachel's outbursts could translate to massive financial consequences. The industry implications have spread like wildfire. PR teams across several agencies have reportedly flagged Rachel as high-risk talent. Talent managers are allegedly warning clients not to be photographed with her, and a major brand that had lined up Rachel for a campaign quietly removed her from all promotional materials. No announcement, just gone. One casting director reportedly stated off record that Rachel's situation has actually hurt progress for young actresses who genuinely want to use their platforms for meaningful change. She made activism look bratty, suggesting this could damage others who are approaching advocacy more responsibly. This situation has triggered a significant industry shift in how studios handle young, outspoken talent. Executives are reportedly inserting behavioral clauses into contracts, especially for actors under 30 with substantial social media followings. These clauses essentially communicate, "Express yourself if you want, but don't drag us down with you." Rachel branded herself as authentic, but executives now view that approach as a liability rather than an asset. It's not just Rachel feeling the impact. Other outspoken Gen Z stars are reportedly being reevaluated behind closed doors as studios ask critical questions. Can this person talk to press effectively? The future looks increasingly uncertain for Rachel as Hollywood appears to be moving on. Her buzzy upcoming romantic comedy with an A-list ensemble cast is reportedly already recasting her role. The official explanation will likely cite scheduling conflicts, but insiders suggest it's a quiet way of cutting ties without creating additional headlines. Industry analysts are already calling her situation a reverse Cinderella, plucked from obscurity, given a platform, then watching it all disappear at midnight. Instead of losing a glass slipper, she lost her audience. Perhaps the most tragic aspect is that Rachel doesn't seem to grasp the gravity of her situation. Her continued social media activities, mixing sarcasm with self-pity, suggest defiance rather than reflection. She's doubling down even as support diminishes. When an actress keeps seeking sympathy while the industry moves on, it's not setting up a redemption arc. It's cementing a cautionary tale. Hollywood is establishing new rules for young stars, creating a template that Rachel no longer fits. So the question remains, can Rachel Zegler bounce back from this cascade of controversies, or has Hollywood quietly closed the door without her realizing it?